Hello, my name's Russell Myers. Welcome to And Unity for All. Okay, so I made one video that's going after the Democrats. This one is mostly about Republicans and their trickled on economic theory. So, okay, I've bashed that into the ground. But here's the actual fact. Trickle-down economics is a viable theory if it were intended to work for you. But that's the problem. It is not intended to work for you. Look at what always happens whenever they bring up trickle-down economics, tax cuts for the rich. What else do they do right alongside and concurrent with it? Deregulation. No. Trickle-down economics could work, but it would require more regulation. Let me give just an example of how this could work. You can give a 20% tax break to employers, but and this is the key, because it would leave out all the stockbrokers and people that just do not create jobs. If you give them a 20% tax break, that is entirely contingent on them being able to prove that they have used 10% of that tax break to create living wage jobs at least $30,000 a year and raise the wages of all of their employees making, I don't know, less than $100,000 a year. That way they don't say they raise wages and they just raise the wages of the CEO. And the people already making over $1 million a year. This is how trickle-down economics could work. But when you talk about giving a tax break to the rich, well, the highest income earners are not creating jobs. In fact, they are destroying jobs. The stockbrokers and hedge fund managers, those are the people that have the highest income in this country, and those are the people that are getting the biggest tax breaks. But when their income goes up, it's because they're cutting jobs or mandating that companies that they own stock in cut jobs so that their income will increase at the cost of all of the people working. That is how we could increase production again in this country. That is how we could get to a $15 wage without even having to legislate a $15 wage. You make it, the companies that want to get that tax break, you force them to have to put the money into creating jobs. But that's not happening. The tax break is mostly going to stock buybacks. Major corporations have already said that they are using the money from their tax break to do stock buybacks. They're not creating jobs. They're creating wealth for themselves, for the major stockholders and the CEOs and executives of the corporations. They're not creating anything. Oh yes, and those jobs that they create would have to be domestic jobs. The wage increases would have to be domestic wages. So it would require more regulation, not less. You cannot have trickle-down economics and deregulation. Deregulation is a bad idea, period. Those regulations are in place. Some of them could use some revision. Some regulations definitely could use some revision, but most of the regulations we have on the books are there for a reason. Most of the problems that we have are when those regulations are not enforced or observed. Anyway, so please share this video. Please hit like and subscribe. And if you can, please become a patron on Patreon. And I'll talk to you later.